Hey, ever wanted to make your own video game music? In today's video we're breaking down how to write an opening track for the first level of a Castlevania-style game. So get comfortable, relax, drop me a like as it really helps support the channel, and let's get into it. Now when I'm thinking about a Castlevania piece, I'm often thinking about like the first level of each game because they're usually the most banging tunes. So let's do something like that. So it's just basically a C minor chord I'm starting with, but it's just going up and down the scale, but we've clearly got the C, the G and the C, and then the notes are moving from C, D, E flat and F. And then going up to G the second time around. Let's put some more stuff on that. Yep, a simple bass drum and snare drum there, and some hi-hats just on top of it. And then I've put this bass down here, which is lots of C's. Yep, just C, and then going down to, what's that, A flat and B flat. And it's kind of a syncopated rhythm. Now let's add one more layer, which is these choirs. Just C minor. And I guess we're going to, what's that, G flat major and then B flat major, just to lead it back around. And then the second time round, I've added an organ. Which, as you can see, is the same as the strings above it, and I've just done a little drum fill at the end there, as you probably heard on the tom-toms. Right, let's now come up with a verse. So the first thing I did was just make a simple groove on the drums, which is now bass drum, snare drum, and a more closed hi-hat, and then the bass line just does this. So as you can see, we've gone to C sharp harmonic minor because we have that B in it now. So we have got just C, A flat, G, and then B. And then we've used this lead sound here. So like this. Rise. So as you can see, all the notes are quite close together there. I was just jamming on top of it. And then to fill out the sound, we have got the organ doing this. Nice, and all together. Rise up. So the second time round we have got this staccato pattern on the strings. Let's get both strings together. Doing that sus4 chord to the major chord at the end there gives it certainly a sinister feel, right? And then we've got the organ still going, and then I added this melody. You can see I've got like an effect at the background. Let's have a listen to it all together. Drum fill at the end there, and I think we're going to go into a like a more energetic section, maybe a double time section here. I actually really like that synth sound there. I don't know what it is. Let's have a look at what synth is that. Freezer Press, apparently. Just gives it some atmosphere. Anyway, let's do the next section. Right, we just put something down. I'll solo it so you can have a listen. We have got firstly this double time drum beat. Just a ride on top of that. And the bass line is just this. So here we're going A flat, C, G, E flat and F. So these are the chords and I'm playing them on the organ. A bit of a weird one at the top there, but I think it works. But yeah, it's just the same chords as the bass line. Then we have a melody, which I played on this synth here, and I doubled up with this string patch that we were using before. And then I went and put it on these two as well. And all I did there was looped it around with the chords and played on top of it in the C minor scale and just play something until I liked it. Now that wasn't long enough for the chorus, so what I've done is copied and pasted it and we just added a few little bits. So we've got this organ part doubled up with an electric piano part. The main thing we've added here is this strings patch down the bottom. It just is acting as a harmony and a counter line to the main melody, so listen to it in context. See there, I did a rising pattern on the main melody to finish this section off, and the string patch is going down at the same time, and hopefully that will loop back round. That section should make more sense in context. Let's have a listen. Yeah, and you can hear it loops back round pretty well because it starts off energetic, kind of has less energy in the verse and gradually builds up the energy, so it works as a loop. And a few notes here, so just remember you start off with your rhythm section or start off with your chords first and then build upon that. Don't try and do the melody first. Well, I find some people do it that way, but I find that if you build it up like building blocks, like Lego bricks, and just add more to it, that's how you get something that sounds a lot more complicated than it really is. It just needs your drums, your bass, your chords, and your melody. That's it. Just think of it like that, and you'll have no problem writing some music. Right, any questions? Pop them down below. Like, subscribe, and all that, and I will see you in the next one.